Well, welcome to another edition of the Ghostbox Chronicles. I'm going to do a little Ghostbox session with the Radio Shack hack here. And I'm going to try it a little bit differently where I'm just going to walk around and talk and see what kind of comes through. And then there's some scientific questions that I want to see if maybe a technician on the other side can answer. All right, let's turn this on. FM. Hello, spirits. It's a nice little cemetery out here. Thought I heard my name. So, you know, a lot of people, they don't like people doing Ghostbox sessions or trying to communicate with the dead. And I'm not looking for winning lottery ticket numbers. I'm looking for what happens to us after we pass away. And to give people some peace to know that there's actually life after death. Do you have anything that you want to tell people that are watching that are afraid of passing away, that there's nothing? Can you tell people that there is life after death? I mean, it'd be nice to give people comfort to know that once we pass away, that we still continue on. Obviously different than what it's like when we're alive, but that our essence, our soul still continues on. Well, it's very, very windy out here today.
Just turn your app on. Sticks there. $5,000.
Let's try AM. Hello? Is this easier for you?
Skip the hassle of listing your Republican senator. Yeah. Personalized retirement.
So can you tell people that there is life after death?
For the best solutions.
Okay, I'm going to try a couple of different questions. Okay, I'm going to go back to FM. Okay, got a couple of questions. Are there any technicians or technical people, technical spirits that can talk? So there's this big conspiracy about these scientists that have been working on anti-gravity, that they've all disappeared. Is anti-gravity a thing? Were these people killed by the government? And what about free energy? You know, there's a lot of talk, and Tesla talked about it, Nikola Tesla, that you could get energy from the ether. Can you say, is that actually possible? Was Nikola Tesla actually able to get free energy from the ether? All right, now I got one last question, the most important one. Nikola Tesla talked about the secrets of the universe is when you can understand the importance of the number 3, 6, and 9. What was he referring to? What's the significance of 3, 6, and 9? You know, I'll come back out here and do a session with, see if I can reach Konstantin Raudova. Because he was real big about trying to improve the connection between the other side and this side. And maybe some of those questions can be answered. Because I think free energy would be great for humanity. And anti-gravity, that may be an explanation of the UFOs and all that kind of stuff. And I think that once you pass away, all the knowledge of the universe, you have access to it. So that's why I ask. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you came through, thank you very much. And I will talk to you later. You got to stay here. And until next time. All right, bye-bye. Is there anything there? Don't know. Going to have to be able to do a review on it. But that's something that's really interesting to me because, God, it's been years that I tried to reach out to Konstantin Raudova, and I want to say I'm going to have to look back at old videos just to see, but I want to say that there was one response that actually sounded like his accent, where he said Raudova, and then somebody had said, "One moment, please," and then I heard Raudova with that thick accent. And, I think that doing these ghost box sessions, that's all well and fine. If you can get communication through a ghost box or EVPs or whatever the case may be when you're going out to these active or haunted locations is one thing. But I think that if you're trying to bridge some communication to the other side may have a little bit of information that they can share with you on what could possibly help facilitate better communication. And they may even share some scientific secrets with you. And, of course, this Radio Shack hack here is not the best sounding, but I do have another ghost box that is very quiet, and you get a lot of good direct replies. So, if you want to further the field, try to branch out, reach out to some other ghost box builders, creators, people that have been investigating the paranormal, and try to share some data, because that's the key. Sharing the things that you've learned that have worked and that didn't work. And if you're in a room full of 10 people, hypothetically, and 10 of them, or let me rewind. You're in a room full of 10 people, you say something that actually worked that you tried, and the other 9 come up with an idea of maybe how to refine that a little bit. And you know what? Out of those other 9 ideas, maybe 2 or 3 of them are something that's really valid, that can really does work if you implemented that idea, and it can facilitate a little bit better communication. When you share ideas, that's how you push this field forward. Back in the mid, I want to say 2012 through 2016, the drama got so unbelievable in the paranormal field, especially with ghost box builders. Everybody's stabbing each other in the back. Everybody, I say everybody, there was really 2 people that were claiming, oh, I invented this first. I didn't get any credit. You know what? If you're in it for the credit, then you're in it for the wrong reason. If I developed a ghost box with working with other people, and it is something that's fantastic, I don't want credit. I don't want fame. I mean, we're all trying to reach the same goal, which is to get the communication better and how to validate it, because there's so many skeptics out there. And when it comes to ghost boxes, I mean, I did a ghost box experiment that pretty much summed up, there was no way to classify it as audio pareidolia, because the location I went to, I'll have to take a look. I'll put a link to that video up here if you want to check it out. It's a long video. It's about 45 minutes long, but it breaks down my methodology of how I approached this ghost box experiment at a location with, and I'll tell you exactly the way I did it. I went to a location, scanned a location for how many radio frequencies were being picked up, and then I went out and bought that many radios and set each radio to that specific frequency and put a camera on each radio, and then I used one of those little air horns so that I could sync and time sync all the cameras together, or time code them, but it was basically just to sync all of them together. And then I did a ghost box session, and the replies that I got, and I compared it to the timestamp on every single other video, and there was nothing even remotely close to what the responses were. So to me, that is like, okay, that takes audio pareidolia right out of the equation. Something else is happening. What it is, don't know for sure, but that's why we're on this quest. So anyway, another edition of the Ghost Box Chronicles under the belt. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Is it good to reach out to Konstantin Radova and Nikola Tesla, maybe even Edison? I don't know. I think it's a good idea to reach out to those guys, because I think that they may be more savvy and maybe still be able to talk to us, the living, and give us some help. All right, talk to you later. Bye.